Now, as most of you know, I've been fairly sick for the last couple of weeks, but I really want to take some time aside and talk to you about these Gronell boots I got. Now, Gronell has excellent brand recognition in Europe and other parts of the world. These are a brand new import to the United States, so you're not going to see them a lot now. They're just now being imported by a company called Sport-Hansa. I'm going to put a link to them. These boots are absolutely excellent. A couple of things really make them stand out above the Red Wings and the Basques of the that we get here. A couple of things. First thing I look at when I look at a boot is I say, how many pieces is the upper made out of? You know, seams always cause points of wear and tear, etc. And these are a single piece upper. You notice that this is a folded leather inside, and there's no seams whatsoever. No need for waterproofing, as it all just wears off naturally. The water that gets tucked up in here and the ice and stuff, just as the body heat warms it, tends to run its way out. In addition to that, these boots have absolutely great stitching. Stitching is perfectly even, and I hope to get out here in HD out in the light and show you. But the stitching is perfectly even through it. And the inside is lined with a cabretta leather. Cabretta is used in gloves, a lot of golf gloves and high-end products. And in between the hard outer and the inner is not only 200 grams of thin-slit insulation, but there's some sort of a memory foam in it. I haven't yet heard back from the manufacturer on what they use. It's probably a proprietary blend. That said, these boots are a traditional Italian-made mountaineering boot, and they require a great amount of break-in period and whatnot, something that'll really grow with you over the years. I took them out on my first hike, and I hiked for 7 straight hours in them, and this was in an ice pack and then about 2 foot of powder on top of that. With a good gaiter, I was perfectly dry, and for about 6 hours, I was plenty warm. In the last hour, my feet tend to get a bit cold. This is 7 hours out, walking in an ice pack and with just a pair of light socks, so that really is testing to the extreme of any boot that you could wear. Now, these boots, for the weight, they only had 200 grams of thin-slit insulation, and they performed absolutely excellently. When I took them out, I was perfectly dry inside. These boots are made with the Vibram TC5, which is their harder rubber, really designed to be used with a crampon and mountaineering purposes, really strong. And with the traditional work boot lug, they call these the self-cleaning lugs. As you get stones and stuff in them as you walk, it's designed to push them back out. Everything about these have really shown out really well. They're made with Norwegian welted construction, and as you get a problem with these boots, these are really more designed for a lifetime product. You know, you get a problem with it, you get it into a cobbler, get it back to Sport-Hansa, and get that problem fixed. These aren't going to find a really good niche in the thru-hiker market, more so than in the survivalist community that I've been part of, or in the hunters, or people who really want the best of the best and something that's going to be with them for a long time. You know, a lifetime warranty doesn't mean much if you can't get them fixed. In this case, not only can you get them fixed, but you can trust that they're not going to break, because there's very few seams to them. You know, the inside is completely adjustable. You get your foot in, you can tuck this in and pull it around you, and you get absolutely as much as you need for room in the foot box. You know, I found them to breathe excellently. I found them to be a very natural feeling boot, you know, especially for the hard mountaineering style that they are. Now, when I wore them for about 2 hours, I was in some Catula crampons, and they had no bend, no flex. You know, they were really strong for that too. So I was really impressed with these, and I really plan on getting out them and using more in the field. I'm really sorry that I haven't had to yet. My lungs are still healing from the illness that I've had, but I am going to be much better, and you know, plan on spending a lot of time out here and getting some HD videos of them in action. Sport-Hansa, www.sport-hansa.com. I'll send a link to that. You really want to try these out. They're just absolutely excellent. Now, I'm somebody who uses Vasque Red Wings, you know, and I'll go through 2 or 3 pair of boots a year, hiking about, you know, 8 to 13 miles a day as part of my job. And these things, I can see these lasting a real long time. You know, now I'm just breaking them in, and I can't wait to get some durability reports in them as the weeks and months tend to wear on. But been absolutely happy with them in every way. You know, you just wax them, and that's all you need to do, and they're going to last you. So